Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. My name is Valerie Mecca, and I'm here to entertain you. How many of the Toastmasters joined Toastmasters for public speaking? In a show of hands. How many of you have joined to become a better leader? A show of hands. Okay. When I joined Toastmasters, I joined it primarily for public speaking, not thinking of the leadership aspect of it. And as I look back throughout my lifetime, I recall when I was first entering college, the area of study that I chose was physician's assistant. Well, physician's assistant is not the doctor, but the one below it. Also, the reason why I switched from being a physician's assistant to working into the computer field was because I didn't realize to be a physician's assistant, it required you to do some time in the ER, which means blood, gore, stitching people up, seeing people come in on a gurney in pain. No, I called the dean and I said, switch me out of this program. I don't want blood and gore. I'll move into the computer field because if the computer gets a virus, if it doesn't get fixed, we could just throw it out. There's no pain, there's no stitching, there's no blood or gore. When joining Toastmasters in 2013, I did it primarily for public speaking, to get out there and to become more courageous, more bold, and more secure. But as I realized, taking that second position in the college realm, also by not thinking of the leadership realm for Toastmasters, that's also taking like a back seat. Public speaking, you interact with people and you tell a story, but leadership is basically the behind the scenes. When you're the president of the club, what does the president do? He makes sure that every officer under him or her would be doing their job function, sort of as like a CEO of a company. You have soldiers under you or managers, and they do what they have to do. And as I moved forward after many months of Toastmasters in the public speaking realm, it was time for the officers, the new term of officers, to be nominated. And although my thoughts were, I'm not interested in being an officer, you know, no way, time-wise, experience-wise, that's not for me. Something just touched my heart, and it was like, why let a selected few be an officer? Why not step out? And then the second thought was, you would be helping and orchestrating what that role would be. Whether you're the president or a VP of Public Relations, the secretary, you would help guide the club along. And you would be able to use your expertise or learn new things that you'd never tried before. And as I felt that in my heart, like, it's not right to have just the same people switching around, let me step out. And as I did, I saw that now it was going hand in hand. Because as a leader, you're seeing the behind the scenes, you're getting the meetings along, you're helping people to rise up to be leaders that they might not even think that they were a leader. You're making sure that the meetings run smoothly and sharing all the information with each other. That can be turned into, let's say, managing a nonprofit, maybe to help someone. I know a lady who is in Toastmasters, and she has a nonprofit, but she started that before joining Toastmasters. It's a way to influence people and help people by your story, by the treasure inside you, and fellowship with people that from other agencies. If it was just Treasury Toastmasters and no other agency being able to be under this umbrella, well, you wouldn't have state controller here. You wouldn't have human services. You wouldn't have, we have someone from Division of Revenue. I'm with OIT now. You have a Medicaid fraud also. There's a diversity. Now you start connecting with people, and then as you move into different contests, now it's people even outside. It's the corporate clubs, it's the public or community clubs, and it's a wonderful experience. So the moral of the story is, when you think of yourself as second, things get flipped around, where now you're the person leading and you're bringing people up to follow. And it's really just a wealth of knowledge that you share. So what you thought years ago that you were, as time goes on, you'll see that you're really a different person than you thought you were. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Valerie. At this time, we'll present the evaluation portion of the meeting, where actually it's interesting today, we're going to have each speaker evaluate the other speeches.